What the he 11 is going on? Why is the police department banging on my wife's door looking for me at 7 in the morning? I imagine they would have left some type of paperwork as to why they were there. I don't know. Yeah, they fucking did. You put a warrant out for my arrest. I thought we discussed you talking to your attorney about a payment plan so I could actually work and start paying. The courts issued a warrant after you missed your last hearing and still have not attempted to make any payments to anything owed. I told you I would not be talking to my attorney for you. And the child support hearing is between you and the state, not me. No, this has you written all over it. You knew I was happy with my wife and new daughter, and you had to sabotage it. Something is seriously sick in your head. Whether you believe it or not, I do not spend my days plotting against you. I had no idea you and Eli even actually got married. Congratulations, by the way. But when you fail to follow court orders and are as far behind in support as you are, the state will pursue it. You better fix this sheet now. We need to discuss this warrant, please, Bri. You know this isn't going to help anyone. This is only going to cause problems for everyone, including you and your lawyer. I thought you agreed to give him some time to get on his feet. He can't pay you from jail. Who is this? This is Bozo. You know that. You've had my number for years. You are speaking in third person in your text, which would lead anyone to assume this is someone else texting off of his phone. Well, you're wrong for assuming it's me, so can you please just work with me for once? I will not be speaking to warrant office. The warrant is a bench warrant for failure to appear. A judge does not care about me agreeing to give you time when you fail to show up to court. If you want my money and don't want to keep repeating this cycle of sending me to jail for no reason, you need to call them to fix all of this. Honor at least one agreement for once in your life. Once again, I will not call. You didn't show up for the hearing. This is your problem and your problem only to fix. I didn't even know about the damn hearing. How am I supposed to show up for something I don't know about? I'm not a mind reader. You're acting like No one contacted me about the hearing. No one contacts me about how I am doing, or how the kids are doing, or anything. It's their responsibility to serve me if they want me to show up to something. You have to fix this. You have to. I have been working so hard, and I'm even in talks with a recruiter about joining Space Force. They won't let me in if I keep having to handle all of this shit. And don't even tell me you don't have a hand in this. You always have your hands in this kind of stuff. How else would you know I missed a hearing? I am called as a witness for the state's case against you. And also, the child support website shows the court dates when you log in. What child support website? There isn't one. And you know you can help me if you want to. You just have to actually want to help the father of your children. I'm not even in town for the next few days. I am in state with my wife and child visiting family, and we all have COVID, so I can't even go down and straighten this out. But I'm sure that was what you wanted all along to make it worse for me. There is a website. There is a phone number to call. I am not your secretary. You need to actually figure this out on your own. The recruiter said that if you are willing to write me a letter stating that there is a plan for me to repay you the money I owe, that they can put it in my file to help get me into the Space Force program. If you are serious about attempting to re-enlist, then I have absolutely no problem writing a letter to the recruiter. Just let me know who to address it to and where to send it to. Just email it to me and I will get it where it needs to go. It's important to get it in as soon as possible. They are very serious about getting me into Space Force as soon as possible. They need people like me. I'd like to send it to the recruiter directly. That way they know it came from me and was not something you wrote on your own. I'm telling you that I will send it to them. They need me in there as soon as possible. I shouldn't tell you this because you're just a civilian. but they are predicting major unrest after the elections this fall and need to be ready to go. If the election is stolen from Trump again, they are saying that there is going to be a civil war, and the military is making plans to stand behind President Trump. No matter who is acting like, I know you said that there is nothing much you can do. But the recruiter and the county clerk both said you could submit an affidavit stating that we have an outside agreement for me to pay off the D. BTS owed, that way they will drop the warrant. Remember, there is nothing more important than for us to maintain civil co-parenting relationship in the best interest of our children. So if you would be willing to do so. I found this template online that you can just sign and submit. Asterisk sends template of document that clearly states it is to excuse all past due arrears for child support asterisk. That is for arrears forgiveness. I am not wiping out the child support you owe. That's not what it means though. It's just a template. I can specify what it's for before I submit it to the courts. All you have to do is sign. I am not signing that. So you're not willing to help anymore? I thought you actually wanted to do what is best for the kids. If I'm able to re-enlist, that's in their best interest. I knew you were just a gold digger. Well, I never put her ex on child support. She actually is a God parent. For the sake of the kids, please allow me to talk to them and tell them that they have a niece, sibling, and stepmother. I don't want them to feel like they were forgotten about. I will not be violating the court order at present. Bri, you have to have a heart in there somewhere. You don't think it's important that the kids are aware that they have a new sibling. My daughter should know her brother and sisters. Bozo, that is your stepdaughter, not your actual daughter. Not that stepchildren are any less valid than biological children. But you have also only known this child for a maximum of 4 months. You don't understand, do you? That baby does have a dad. He didn't even sign the birth certificate. So yeah, she's my fucking daughter. And if you ever assume otherwise, you will regret it. I won't tolerate disrespect to my child. You will not speak to me that way. Yeah, fucking is. Maybe you should think about how lucky you are to have a man who wants to be involved in his children's lives instead of a deadbeat loser. Once upon a time, I met who I believed my fated mate was meant to be, and like a romantic fool, I fell hard and fast. I felt our minds and hearts connect before I ever met her in real life. And I needed her more than anyone. It took me years to realize that it was never true. This is Valyazabo was set to only ruin my life. She cursed me and my family and swore that she would bring about my end. All while she smiled in my face and bared my young. And when I realized she was never meant to be my mate, I did what I had to do. I officially rejected our mate bond, and I walked away. I thought I was meant to be a lone alpha, walking the world with no pack to call my own. And then one day, years later, I heard a song inside of my heart. I heard your voice before I ever heard you speak, my love, and I knew you were out there for me. And I knew I couldn't stop until I found you. And now that I found you, I will never let you go. I married you under the light of the full moon, and we joined our souls together under the stars. My love, my life, my wife, my Luna. This isn't normal, right? It's not normal that a man in his 30s is quoting the Omegaverse to his wife he met less than 6 months ago. I'm not the crazy one, am I? No, that is not normal at all. But at this point, I think we all know and accept that Bozo is not normal. It does make me wonder the background of his new wife, though. Maybe we will need to make her submit to a psychological evaluation too. I mean, the gal wanted me to take one because she didn't understand why I was with Bozo in the first place. Oh, most likely not. But speaking of psychological evaluations, we finally received the redacted version of Bozo's psychological assessment that you had to pay for. Oh my gosh, finally, what did it say? Are we right assuming that there is something seriously wrong with him? Let's just say that in the short session Bozo had with the evaluator, he made it perfectly clear that he refuses to accept any type of accountability for his actions. But I will email you the copy. As we all know, court-ordered psychological evaluations are fully protected under HIPAA and the specific state code where this case resides. With that being said, allegedly, if a man like Bozo were to submit to a court-ordered psychological evaluation, he may have a tendency to rewrite history. He may claim that he was the victim of domestic violence at the hands of his ex-wife. Allegedly, he may refuse still to allow access to prior records and claim that he has never had any issues with mental health. He may also insist his ex had multiple cluster B personality disorders, with no proof. He may also make claims that his ex did not love the children and wasn't capable of love, and make himself out to be a permanent victim. But what would the psychologists think? Would they believe a man like Bozo's sob story? The psychologist may listen to what a man like Bozo has to say and come to very different conclusions than what a man like Bozo would claim. They may find that a man like Bozo exhibits signs that show they tend to chronically underreport any faults or personal shortcomings, and instead they tend to inflate their importance and ego. They may find that a man like Bozo exhibits characteristics that indicate a pattern of manipulation, self-glorification, dramatic emotional responses, low tolerance for disappointment, lying, and lack of ability to accept reality. They may also be able to identify prior alienation that a man like Bozo had forced onto his children due to his own words and statements, and they may highly recommend intensive personal therapy, co-parenting therapy once it is deemed safe for his ex, and great patterns of improvement shown before any contact is to be allowed between a man like Bozo and his children. Allegedly, of course. A call comes in from Bozo's number out of the blue at 7 a.m. Asterisk sends text asterisk stop calling me, the children are sleeping. It is 7 a.m. on a Saturday. Send a text. Asterisk the calling continues. Bri ignores them for 10 minutes before finally answering. Asterisk. What is going on that is so important you call this many times? Asterisk ally tries to speak, but is sobbing hysterically asterisk. What the he 11 is going on? Did something happen? Yes, something terrible has happened. Are you okay? Did someone get hurt? You're freaking me out. I had to take him into jail this morning. I had to drop my husband off at jail, Bri. My soul is unaliving. This is going to end me and him. It's just a bench warrant. He'll be able to bail out in less than a day. Every second away from him is too long. You don't understand the bond we have. You never will. Oh, I forgot you two are apparently werewolves now too. Sorry, I don't know what it's like to be a fucking free. Do not call me again. You said he would be out in a day. Why is he still incarcerated then? My daughter has been crying all day. She misses her daddy, and she wants him back home where he belongs. Do you just not care about hurting a 2-year-old? I guess not, because you don't care that you've been Abu-dollaring your own children for years. Why would you care about mine? I've tried to be nice with you, but honestly, at this point you just disgust me. I know all about what you've done, Bri. Bozo told me everything about you. I've seen the videos. You are wicked. I don't know why he is still incarcerated. I have nothing to do with it. And the videos you have seen of me from Bozo are when I was an Abu Dhabi ed teen with severe postpartum depression. Oh bullshit. You were never Abu Dhabi ed. He was the one who was Abu Dhabi ed by you, and postpartum depression isn't even real. It's just an excuse shitty mothers use to avoid feeling bad for being so shitty. I am going to make sure that Bozo gets custody back of those kids. I have been giving you the benefit of the doubt this entire time, but now that I've seen how you truly are, I will do whatever it takes. Do you know where we are supposed to be tomorrow? We are supposed to be in Disney with my baby for her first visit. And instead her daddy is locked up because some gold digger didn't get her blood money right away. So now I'm having to cancel her trip that she has been so excited for because we are a family and we won't go without daddy. Once again, I know you wouldn't care. You've gotten to take your kids everywhere with Bozo's money. But don't worry, once we have custody of oldest, middle, and youngest, I will send you a picture of every vacation we get to take on your dime. And I will make sure that we get every last cent of child support that we can out of you. And don't worry, I'll make sure those kids know that I am a much better mommy than you ever could be. I just spent 3 nights in jail away from my family because you think it's funny to hurt me in any way you can. 3 nights. I hope you enjoy not getting child support in a few days when it's due, because I won't be able to. Pay it after spending that money on getting out. I had nothing to do with you being arrested, but I suggest you find a way to pay your child support or you will end up right back in jail. The judge made that very clear. I just lost 3 full days of work from being in jail, so sorry my check won't be too fat. You will just have to wait. The state won't care about that. I'm not trying to sound uncaring, but the state will expect you to pay what you are ordered to pay. Well, I'm sure they will understand that I was in jail. How is it fair if they don't? I'm sure they will grant an extension due to unforeseen circumstances. This isn't unforeseen. This is a result of you not following the court orders for years. It was completely avoidable. You don't know what you're even talking about. Not only that, but my child support amount is inaccurate. It doesn't reflect the correct amount of dependents I have. As I have another child, I should have a discount. That only applies with legal children, and you would have to go to court to change it anyways. She is my legal child. Stepdaughter blank is my legal daughter as I am married to her mother. Her worthless bio dad isn't even on the birth certificate. These are facts that will never change. That doesn't make her your legal daughter. That makes her your stepdaughter. You don't understand what being a true parent is. Blood doesn't matter. Your focus on that shows how evil you are. My baby girl is so excited to meet her siblings, hopefully soon. She asks about them every day. She is the most beautiful and amazing girl I've ever met. And I love being her daddy and teaching her new things every day. She is going to be a genius because she has me and her mother to raise her. I hate that you have handicapped our 3 children by taking me away from them. But you will. How dare you text my husband so disrespectfully? You have no right to insinuate that we have failed as parents when you are the one who is Abu Dhabi her children daily by keeping them from the only Lovi and family they have. I was completely respectful to Melvin. He is the one who accused me of being a bad parent, just as you are now. They have a loving family on this side as well, so that insult is noted. No, they have monsters on that side that will raise them to be monsters as well if given their way. Once the judge allows Melvin and I to chaperone the supervised visits you have demanded of my son, W, he will have our work cut out fixing the damage you've caused. I will be calling the gal immediately to inform them of how you have attacked my family and I today, and do so to continue to Abu Dollar the children. Feel free to do so. I will allow my attorney to use these messages once again to show why you are not an acceptable unbiased third party to supervise visits. Thank you for more evidence to that fact.